Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and it's Insurance Talk with Priest Insurance, and actually we have a second co-host today, Jamie, and we're going to sort of introduce her. If you ever hear me talk about Smiley, this is who I'm talking about because of her charm. But if you're on the coast and you're talking insurance, you're going to be talking to her most likely when you call into the office, and so I wanted to let you get to know her a little bit. Jamie, when someone calls in and they've got an existing policy and maybe they want to check, you know, we talk about once a year you need to call in and go over your insurance. What steps do you go through if they have a policy with you to check to make sure they have enough coverage?
So one of the first things we'll do is at your renewal, your building costs can go up, but it doesn't always go up to where it needs to be. Sometimes too low, sometimes too high. We'll check that out, and then, like with wind, we can stay within 80% of replacement costs.
Okay.
So if you have a 1,000 square foot house and it needs to be around $300 a square foot for, especially like in the Bolivar area, then we can stay within 80% of that. And if they've risen it up to about that 300, we can stay 260.
250.
Okay.
And then that can help bring down the premium to kind of
Even things out.
Yeah, because if you stay within the 80%, that's for replacement cost requirements.
Okay.
So in order to have your claim paid out on a replacement cost basis, you have to stay within 80% of replacement costs. So we'd like to stay between that 80 and 100%.
What if I've got insurance with someone else and they've been going up, they've been going up, they've been going up, and I want to get some other opinions? What steps do you take then, a new client calling in or someone that's wanting you to look at their insurance and see what y'all can do?
So really we just talk to them and kind of find out exactly what they're wanting, needing, as far as like how are they using it as a primary, secondary rental, just information to kind of see what insurance will best fit what they're wanting and needing.
Do you need a copy of their policy so that you can compare apples to apples?
Well, we don't have to if they don't have a copy, but it's definitely helpful to have their current insurance.
I know whenever I've looked at different insurances, there's so much difference in them with different deductibles and different ratings and stuff that, you know, I've always wanted apples to apples. And so what's the best step? We're 3/4 of the way, I say 3/4 of the way through hurricane season this year. You know, poor Florida and the Carolinas and that have been hammered this year. Knock on wood, you know, we had Burl and we survived. When should people actually go in and look at their insurance? You know, if it renews in December, when should they start comparing apples to apples?
I would say about 30 days before.
Okay.
45 to 30 days before renewal gives you time to really
dig in and see.
Yeah, dig in, get everything done if you want to change anything.
Is it a problem or is there much work? They don't need to come in for any of this. Can they do everything over the phone?
Yeah, we can do everything over the phone, email, everything like that. They don't have to come in at all.
So as long as they have their old policy, maybe an automobile if they're wanting to do more than just a home, anything that they have, if they can get that to you, then y'all, what's turnaround time usually on something like that?
That's a great question.
It can vary kind of depending on the time of the year, but it can be within a day or two to no more than...
Depending on how much they have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going on.
So David, you talked about something about apples to apples, and everybody wants to know that, but sometimes we really can't do that.
Oh, really?
No, because somebody may come in, have an old policy, maybe it's that 1,000 square foot house, and it's insured for $150,000. So that leads them to a claims problem, and that's not something we're going to do. So we're going to do a replacement cost estimator on that house. It's always good for us to know, because sometimes we even can't help on a rate. But we may see something in that policy to be able to say, hey, no, you look pretty good where you are, but you might want to consider this. Here's a way you can actually extend your liability coverage, protect your assets from another thing. So yeah.
Apples to apples may not work depending on how they're insured.
It depends on that, and we can show them if they're within some certain guidelines, but we're going to also talk to them, and Jamie's really, really good at this, about kind of what they're needing and what they want in their special situations,
Okay.
and kind of customize their coverage and not just cookie cutter and give them a quote. That's not something we try to do.
Yeah, cookie cutters doesn't work on the coast really.
It doesn't work really with insurance.
And you know, the other thing I've heard you talk about is deductibles. You know, you can go with a higher deductible and it might save you some on your premium. You go with a lower deductible and it may be a little more. And that's always something, especially in today's market, that they may want to look at. Where do they need to be on their deductible for out of pocket?
Right.
You know, so insurance in today's market, tough business, isn't it?
It is. It is a little bit. It's been a little bit tougher for a little while, but I think it's starting to kind
Turn
of maybe
around.
make a turn. Yeah, it seems
Okay.
like it might be.
Great, great. Well, you know, we do these shows every Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock where we're always talking insurance. Every once in a while we talk shrimp and fishing, but it's always with Priest Insurance. And so I want to thank Jamie, Dan, all the people at the office for everything they do. I don't make it over there. In fact, I hadn't brought donuts over in a while, have I?
You haven't.
I guess I need to make a trip to Lumberton. So we're going to head on out. We'll be back next Monday with another show on insurance in the coastal region. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.